the draft incredibly for the first 3 to 4 picks. You don't really know what they're doing with their heroes.
It is very open, yes.
You don't know what they're doing, but their drafts are kind of always similar. So you know what kind of play style they're going to be having. So you can draft around that and not necessarily just bang your head on the wall and think like, oh, where are they going to put this Void Spirit? What are they going to do with this Timber? Just don't think about it. Think about the way that they want to play the game and counter that. We saw it work out for NIP yesterday. I think VP should take the same approach. Though, when it comes to CIS teams, VP in general, we see them just playing their own game and they play to perfection, and that's how they win. It's been, even when Ramses was here a few years back, we see that Solo likes it, keep it simple and play it perfectly, and that's how you win the game. So maybe they just won't think about HellRaisers that much, but just play their own game, which is fine, definitely.
HellRaisers will definitely think the CIS way as they open up with the Pangolier, and instantly the Grimstoke.
Against the Pangolier. HellRaisers pretty much offered up to them Void Spirit and Pangolier, and for their team it's always Pangolier is the higher priority. But these are like, the interesting ban from VP is actually the Ember Spirit, because normally teams want to ban out like SD Weaver Timber, the Void Spirit, the Pangolier. Like these are like the main heroes that you ban out, and yeah, it's interesting to see them actually put the Ember with higher priority. VP put a lot of emphasis on the Centaur yesterday. They picked it in both series. They then got Mars'd pretty much in both games, and it was like, well, Centaur v Mars. Centaur is defensive, Mars is aggressive. You want to stampede away, Arena kind of counters you. So it was a little bit of a rough Centaur game in general, but this time
there's no Mars.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Mars is already banned out. Pango, Kotal, these heroes don't like really being run at too quickly, so yeah, I think VP adjusting their opening, but it's also complemented by the fact that HellRaisers also banned out the Mars themselves, so it kind of simplifies this opening.
And two heroes that Rezo's been looking really good at recently is Axe and Centaur, so these initiating heroes that can also, if they take a lot of farm, can scale in a way, so I think this is the perfect opening for them. You mentioned the Beastmaster. I also think that it might be the best pick, but I haven't seen Virtus Pro play it, I haven't seen Rezo play it, and if I did it probably wasn't that good, since I don't really remember it. So Centaur is a comfort pick for them, and I like that they went for that. Again, going forward, we're gonna play our lineup perfectly, even if we have a slightly, let's say, worse draft than the enemy, we're still gonna play it well, and it's gonna work out for us in the end.
Definitely anchoring the draft a little bit more, right? There should be Centaur free, Grimstroke support, whereas HellRaisers, this could be a Pango support still, right?
Yeah, definitely. Though you kind of have the flexibility of having the Grimstroke 4 or 5, so that works. But in the end, you kind of know what Virtus Pro is doing. You know how these two heroes work together in the lane, and what are kind of the best heroes that go with the Grimstroke if he is in the safe lane. Ricky comes to mind, which is pretty good right now in this game, though again doesn't really suit the Virtus Pro way that they want to play.
It's interesting that Death Prophet didn't get banned out yet. We've seen that hero be pretty definitive whenever it appears. I think it's 17 wins, 7 losses right now.
Very true. Actually, kind of escaped. Yeah, normally that's a high priority, but I guess as the tournament develops, you have like priorities on where you want to align, right? Like if, let's say, your Alliance, DP would just be snapped up, right? But I think VP are less inclined to take it because they don't really have, I think, the flexibility on the hero, and also it just puts them into a weird corner where they're already showing off no one's hero.
And they went for the Ricky, actually.
VP go for the Ricky. It is a very good Ricky game. Like, as soon as you see Coddle, pretty much, it just unlocks your game. Like, you know that your 5's not really going to ever be able to kill. You always be able to jump him. Like, as soon as you see a Coddle in your draft, it's how can we jump him as quickly as possible? We saw yesterday with VP when they were playing Oracle, for example. Liquid had a lot of pressure on. They had to kill the Oracle to start the fight because it's a position 5 that activates the rest of their team so easily. Same with Coddle. If he sits in the back line, you do one failed jump. Like Centaur, when he starts a fight, he blinks in. After that blink, he's committed. He can't, like, he has to stampede out. As long as you have Coddle in the backline, it's so easy to play the fights.
And one key point also, like Pangolier is very elusive in the laning phase, but not against Ricky. You have 2 blink strikes, you have your tricks of the trade, you can run them down, especially with the Grimstroke. These two heroes work really well, and we know that in the CIS region, we can like often see these stomps that you just win the laning stage and just destroy them. So Ricky and Grimstroke against the Pango in the lane, it can work really well. Though HellRaisers, they answer with a Bounty Hunter, which
okay, all right, yeah, like See how HellRaisers instantly reacted to the Riki with the bounty? You now pretty much put Riki in like an awkward position where his strongest timing in the game is his defusal pickup. But that pretty much gets dismantled by the bounty, right? Because obviously you have track, so you can be aggressive, but you have to be really smart with it. And now VP, sticking to their guns of how they want to play is, like, it's still pretty slow, where Enigma's going to be able to enable your off lane. He's going to, like, exist, but you're not going to have that instant, like, sweeping map pressure that you'd expect with a Riki, for example. Like that 15-minute mark, you might have maybe a Helmet Dominator on Enigma, for example, if it's that type of game, and you might push a tower, but it's not that all-out aggression that you like to see normally.
True, and I want to see now like a hero that can take down a tower for HellRaisers, because they need to take down towers so they can actually utilize this bounty, not let the Enigma just get all the farm in the world, so that they can actually attack them before the Riki gets his timing, before the Enigma comes online. So DK?
But I just realized when you were mentioning the idea of the Pango, it's like in this position, I just put the bounty off lane and the Pango 4.
Oh, yeah.
And then like you don't really care about the whole, oh, it's a hard lane for Pango.
Yeah,
the bounty will just steal your gold, play in the lane and just live life.
So I guess for HellRaisers, because they don't have final pick, maybe you could pick your mid now. Heroes push towers. You mentioned DK. Do you like something like Shadow Fiend this type of game, or is it a bit too squishy?
I don't think it complements their draft that well. Like they're trying to like sweep across the map and be aggressive. And the thing is with the Enigma pick is even though it's slow, it puts HellRaisers in the position of if we continue to try and play off mobility and pacing, we'll eventually make that one mistake and the black hole comes in when you come high ground and the game turns around. Like we're gonna have, but they're gonna set themselves up for that win condition. When you have, okay, that's the way that you get out of it, right? Like you end the game before this can happen. But when you see Riki Centaur or like Riki anything on side lanes, your mid lane is in your win condition. So for example, like a TA type hero, you can then just play off of a clean blink deso timing, Riki with defusal. You don't care if they have this bounty hunter tracking you, because you should be able to roll over them and blow them up quick enough that like they can't do anything. And HellRaisers, they're pretty much setting themselves up for, we can push your towers with Necro, we can maybe take these early fights and beat you in terms of positioning because we have the bounty, but we're never going to be able to take a real perfect team fight because what do we have? Like you've got Stampede, Soulbind, Black Hole, like you got 3 things, and what do we have? An old man that throws down like Will-O-Wisp. It's like, it's very
you blind them as well, T.
What I don't like here from HellRaisers is that they are lacking damage when it comes to killing heroes, which might make your bounty hunter useless. So mid hero that can actually kill someone once this Lycan has taken 1 or 2 towers. That's something I'd like to see. Virtus Pro banned the DP, which is an overall good pick with the Lycan, but then again, I want to see something that can kill heroes. I want them to utilize this bounty. And there's the puck. He can actually kill some heroes.
We're watching Nip or HellRaisers right now. It's literally just like pretty much a Nip draft in one.
No, they've learned their lessons. Of course, they did get 2-0 by them. So
yeah, Supreme when he played puck the other day for Nip, it dismantled that opponent. So yeah, I think really well-rounded draft. They have the ability to go for early pickoffs. It's pretty much down for the puck. As soon as you hit 6, just move from lane to lane, get these early kills. Then you unlock the Lycan being able to pressure early on. It does put VP in that position where if they can maybe get a little bit more wave clear in their draft, they can stem the aggression because there isn't, all the team fight is puck pretty much. So if you ever catch puck, HellRaisers can't really pressure an objective, and then VP can just outlive this kind of early aggression, and then they do have the late game because you have this Enigma factor in your draft.
And HellRaisers, they banned the Kanka, but I think that DK is still in the pool.
They go for the bristle.
Damn. All right.
That's interesting. So who are we looking at on mid?
This is the Bristleback, right? And then Riki safe lane, Bristle up against Puck. Do you like that matchup?
It could be either of them mid, to be honest. Like I've seen Riki mids, I've seen Bristle mids. Like both of them, there's like a lot of flexibility there. The question really is, will VP have enough frontline and equally themselves damage, right? Like you mentioned, HellRaisers lack damage. VP also really lack damage as well. Enigma as a support doesn't really provide much damage. He provides tower pressure, but that's about it. Riki, item dependent. Centaur, not really much. And then Grim, like, it's going to be pretty hard for VP to match up against that early Necrobook timing on the Lycan. And then if they actually start with this pressure, VP really need to try and skirt away from the damage lap up a little bit more farm, and then maybe play for the tier 3 defense or a tier 2 defense if they get those early timings. But
this is very interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. 2 drafts. One draft is we're gonna destroy you. The other draft is we're gonna defend our towers and wait for the Enigma to get blink BKB and then win the game in the late game. So both teams kind of have what they want to do, but who's gonna win? I have to say, because this is the CIS region, that I kind of favor HellRaisers because of the faster pace that they actually provide with their lineup.
Is the style that we've known the region for, T? You feeling the same? Are you with your compadre on the panel on this one?
You know, I think HellRaisers, they have the mechanisms to actually deal with VP. Like, even though you have this Bristleback, you're going to have the Necro Free to deal with him. You've got the Coil to always control the fight. Like, the value of Stampede is pretty much lower. And same again with Ricky. I think this puck will just do a lot of work.
Okay. Well, all I know is we need to get our casters in for this game to see how this is going to go. Got 2 guys on the line that are hoping it won't be another 2-0, as I know they've been treated to a...
Prepare for battle.
How's it going?
That does not look good. Oh, now I feel better.
Thirty seconds to battle.
Yeah, essentially, this Bristleback is the pretty much the unkillable hero in this game. Now, if Bounty Hunter and the rest of Radiant can kill off everybody else and Bristle is left isolated, he will die. But apart from that, if they ever decide to jump him first, it's going to be a very tough fight for HellRaisers in this game. I think the one concerning factor is the Enigma. It's a bit greedy in this kind of games, especially when he's fighting up against Bounty Hunter and the Lycan. So let's see how Zayak is going to have some sort of impact in this game.
Yeah, meanwhile, HellRaisers and Virtus.pro, they just started clashing for all of these runes for a second there, like a lot of 1v1s across the map, and it did end up going the way of HellRaisers in the end, so it's 3 bounty runes to them and only 1 going the way of Virtus.pro to start things off. So, starting off with a little bit of gold in their pocket always feels pretty good. I have no idea how this mid-match is going to go between the Puck and the Bristle, so we'll keep an eye on that one, but it seems like the Puck won't really enjoy the constant quills that much, but I guess if he can dodge one and reset the quills, then that's something. But let's focus on our side lanes for now. It looks like Funnick's going to be alone in the 1v1 against Resolution, so that means we've got a bunch of heroes down in the bottom lane, or at least traveling that way, as they're going to have Nyx on the Lycan laning up versus RCW on the Ricky. Stella currently here with him, and Pushka, he's just trying to kill Eidolons on the side here.
Yeah, this Silence, they're going to be a bit Resident Sleeper. Oh, Roger going to get a courier though. That's going to be a little bit annoying for no one here. You're talking about mid lane. I think Bristleback doesn't really lose matchups against anything unless he gets completely outplayed in terms of like denies. And if things do go hard for him, he's just going to go into the mid lane.
Run Pushka down in the bottom lane, being chased by LTW and Solo here with that Stroke of Fate and with the Blink Strikes on the Ricky. I mean, Ricky's such an annoying hero to lane against with those early charges and the Blink Strike, but the Coddle is able to get himself away. I thought it was brave not going for Blinding Light into a Ricky, but it seems to have worked out for him in the end, using this Illuminate, which is becoming more and more popular as we go.
Yeah, people just want to sort of push the lane out and then just spam pulls because you want a lot of experience. Like, you got Keeper and Lycan. This lane isn't going to be killing anyone, right? It's more of like a core pressure farm.
Resolution once again being dropped really low here, but also gets a salve off in the end. I keep interrupting you for almost kills, but there is a lot of action going along on the map right now as everyone's just kind of ruling to start this one off, just as we expect from a CIS versus CIS elimination match. I mean, it really is on the line for these two teams.
Oh, for sure. And the Bounty Hunter also fighting off against the Enigma. It's like literally this, everybody just matched up against one another. If there is a first blood that's going to break out, it's most likely going to be with the Grip Stroke Inswell on the Ricky, killing off the Keeper of the Light. Because the Keeper of the Light, without the Blinding Light, he's not going to be able to push off this Ricky when he jumps on top of it. So it's going to be a little bit scary since Keeper has extremely low armor, low HP.
Yeah, and the trade-off for that is, you know, you're going to get more wolves, you're going to get some illuminate damage come out as well, so we'll see if it's worth it. I mean, just stealing that big creep is definitely feeling pretty good from a Pushka there as he takes Mr. Tomato Man down with the illuminate. Nice timing on that one. RTW can all but stew over here as he makes these pulls happen.
Yeah, look at Zayak. This man just ran all the way across the map to try to get to a point where he can actually farm, but then Roger just following him around with that shadow walk. He doesn't even get the Janata for the gold steal. He just wants to be able to pressure this Enigma and steal his experience. And look how much XP he's already stolen. He's got 150 on the Bounty Hunter, which you pretty much picked up from the Enigma. Oh, there it
Down in the
is.
bottom lane, they will find that kill. That combination coming in with the level 2 there. I mean, that is always going to be a huge threat. And again, Pushka doesn't have the blinding light, has no way to get them off. And so when he gets caught out like that, it's just a really simple kill for Virtus Pro. And, you know, I mean, I think the evidence was kind of suggesting that we should have maybe seen a point in blinding light, but we'll see what use they can make out of this illuminate instead.
Yeah, and now that the Keeper has died once, it's going to be really scary.
So much damage onto Nyx here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the wolves are gonna make the stroke of fate do more damage as well.
Yeah, they're gonna go. Nyx, he's gonna be the target, and he's just gonna straight up die here. There's nothing they can do about this. But ILTW also getting low, has to blink strike himself to the range crew, which might have just bought him the space he needs to survive this one. Meanwhile, over towards the middle, we got a lot of stuff going on right now in the mid lane. Kasani, he's okay. He's still got an orb available. Bounty Hunter sitting on top of Zayat as per usual. Yeah, as you say, everyone's just brawling. It's just 1v1s across the map, except in this bottom lane where we've had a bit more brawling going down, and they've had to salve up RTW, but Pushka, he can do nothing about this.
Yeah, and if you can see like the blast coming out from solo onto RTW, it's as if like they didn't even use that much resources to get these kills. So it's going to be very annoying for HellRaisers as they TP back bottom lane. They're going to be afraid to die once again with the TPs on cooldown. That could be completely disastrous. And Lycan, he's normally pretty good at these kind of pressure situations, but fighting up against this Inkswell Ricky combo, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for anyone. Not much that Lycan can do in that situation, but he's just trying to do what he can. I mean, at least when he's dead, he can still last hit with the wolves, so that's something. Roger continues to follow Zayats around the map. Zayats now decides to spend his time denying some creeps, dragging them to the jungle. It's an interesting game for Zayats so far, as he's kind of just... He's got a stalker. Yeah. He's got a friend in Roger, and Roger again going to steal his bounty rune. Oh my god, poor Zayats.
Oh, they're gonna get 4 bounties on HellRaisers here.
They are.
That's
indeed,
gonna be
yeah.
Small wins. So the problem for Roger this game as a bounty hunter, if you look at the lanes, it's a bunch of unkillable lanes, right? Bottom, you have a Keeper and a Lycan, where if bounty hunter connects that lane, he can't get any kills. Mid lane is a Bristleback, and the top lane is a Centaur. They're all strength here. So
Coil using the jungle onto the Enigma here, and he's just getting beaten down inside this corner. He doesn't want to break it, but at the same time, he's only level 2, so it's a really easy kill for Kasani. And Roger doesn't even contribute, really. He just clicks him a few times, just watches him. He's been stalking him for about 5 minutes now, and now just watches him die. It's truly brutal, but he'll get some revenge as Kasani's courier goes down to the Eidolon. A nice little snipe there from Zayats.
Oh, that's a lot of gold going towards his team, too. That's better than Stampede bottom.
Yeah, they're going on to Pushka here, and they will find him. As if they knew the Stampede anyway, but just that extra insurance policy to make sure that this Keeper of the Light really is well and truly going down. And I mean, even now though, he has the point on Blinding Light, but it's a little bit too late. He's still just losing his life every time.
Yeah, so the one silver lining here for Zayak is that since he died, the bounty hunter has no idea where he's going to go farm anymore. So he's going to get a little bit of space here to be able to just sit in the jungle, kill some creeps, and hopefully get some level ups. Because being level 2 at 6 minutes for Enigma is pretty unacceptable, to be honest. Bottom lane again. This fight just never stops in his lane.
It doesn't. Nyx trying to fight up into ILTW here, and he actually might survive. And now with the puck rotating in, maybe they can find the Ricky. Nice coil coming forwards from Kasani onto the Ricky. ILTW slowly losing his life, and nothing they can do about this one. He is just straight up going to die. So it does cost a rotation from the puck, but they get the return kill. And the Lycan is nice and healthy as he gets salved up by Pushka in the end here. So all things considered, a pretty nice plays from HellRaisers. Lady Faith's going pretty well for them so far, I would say, despite the fact that no one is absolutely huge in the middle lane.
But if you look at the net worths, it's only like a 50 gold difference, right? Between the two heroes.
Yeah,
because the
you're
Puck
right.
kills that he got. So it's not that bad, like you said. But now the rotations are coming out, and no one, he really wants to get this bottom tower, or at least pressure up the Lycan before he hits his level 6.
Much.
Yeah, we'll see if they can make something happen down here with this level 7, but he's actually just straight up walking away. Yeah, Bristle, a ton of CS, but most of this is jungle creeps, I think, so he's really actually behind the Puck now on CS. The Puck gets better time in the middle lane, but they're going to find Roger at least here. In comes the Inkswell, but it's a very short duration one. Doesn't seem to make a difference, though, with the dust on him. He doesn't stand much of a chance of surviving this rotation from 3 heroes, although he's buying a decent amount of time here. Really close to the tower. He's like, should I kill myself? No, I'm just going to go down to the Quills. Maybe not the most ideal play, but whatever. Meanwhile, up in top lane, yeah, they're looking for Resolution. Resolution trying to Indiana Jones himself away from Funnick, and does dodge out that Rolling Thunder just about. A wasted ulti from Funnick.
Dire's top tower is
Really
under attack.
spoiled much about this top lane, but it's a bit even in the sense that, you know, they're both the same levels, but I think a little bit, you can give a little edge to Resolution here. And as soon as he finishes his hood, he's going to be an absolute monster top lane. He won't be taking much damage from the magic, and then he can just go jungle while also clearing out the creep wave's top. But it's a little low right now. They really want to kill him before he completes his healing spell if possible.
Oh, they still might be fighting Res out here. And a nice storm from him. Maybe looking for the turnaround. Funnick's getting low. Oh my goodness. And Kasami actually has to drop the coil for it. This Centaur with the retaliation stacks are just too dangerous to let live. But, I mean, yeah, that's totally worth it for him. He doesn't mind at all if he dies getting a kill onto Funnick. That's very profitable.
That was huge. He's almost level 9 now after getting that solo kill onto Pangolier. I think Puck was just a little bit too greedy, not using that coil for the stun so the Pango can get out. And I think that was completely worth it for Resolution, and he's feeling really good about that. I wonder where he's going to go now that the Bristleback has TP to the top lane. He really wants to keep on farming, get that bracer, base boots up, just tank up in this kind of game so he's able to be that front line that his team needs him to be.
Yeah, he's got good farm, but doesn't need to be just a little bit further ahead at this stage. But he's not really too worried about how the game's going right now, but probably should be worried about his tower, as Nyx and Kasani just getting the smackdown on this mid, and they will be able to bring down this tower seemingly for free. I mean, they just rotate it and straight up take it.
This was no one's mistake here. He TP'd to the top lane, he left this mid tower completely unattended. The Lycan just rotating mid as soon as he sees that and just takes that free tower, and no one realizing his mistakes, actually running back to the mid lane, wants to redeem himself. But at the end of the day, he's only at the Bristleback with a 0-4-4 build, so he doesn't even have that goo yet. I think this is really, really bad for BP. Because they lost the mid tower, the map control is going to be much greater for HellRaisers. They can walk into the jungle freely as they want. This Puck pushing out the mid lane is going to send it to the tier 2 tower now. And I'm pretty sure HellRaisers are extremely happy with that. And the Lycan, he has a Necro 2 already. He's going to have like a 12-minute Necro 3.
That's pretty quick.
Dire are scanning.
I'm starting to get worried for Virtus Pro, you know? I think we're kind of shifting, and Bristle maybe not the brick wall we're expecting to be, but maybe Resolution can pick up that claim here, as he's actually had a pretty nice time in this top lane. Not the hugest net worths, but definitely a bit of an advantage over Funnick, and a nice amount of XP on him as well, so maybe Resolution can put out a bit of threat, but I feel like HellRaisers, you know, they're going to hit this Necrobook 3, and I mean, what's the Puck looking for here? He's going to get a blink around the same time. That is a very clear timing for HellRaisers to just start going and bringing the fight to Virtus Pro. And there's going to be a huge wave of pressure coming out from HellRaisers, which Virtus Pro will have to deal with.
For sure. And these the tower damage from HellRaisers. Oh wow, the Power Ranger TPs.
Radiant's bottom
Made it.
Yeah, there we go. That's a Rolling Thunder gone, I suppose, but a double damage put to waste. But at the same time, Virtus Pro will hold this tower pretty easily. Not much counter pressure coming out across the map. I don't know, who's that really favor?
I think HellRaisers are happy with that, because now Virtus Pro, they can't really react somewhere else on the map. If this Lycan were to actually just walk bottom and start like pushing that lane out, I'm not sure BP can get there in time to defend that tower, but instead he decides to walk top because he thinks that BP is going to walk towards the mid lane and back to the bottom lane because they TP top. So a bit of, you know, some mind games going on here from both sides. But generally, if you use 4 TPs like that, you're probably in a very losing situation unless you make it really count.
Yeah, get yourself a couple of kills, make some action happen. The efficiency of the map is a big difference. Meanwhile, they might have found Roger here as they drop the Inkswell onto Zayat along with the Silence out onto the Bounty Hunter. And Roger, he doesn't really have much of a way out of this one, so he's just going to get a bit of damage out onto Solo, steal a little bit of gold before he goes down. What do you think about Roger's gameplay this game, though? Like, he's spent 90% of his game on the other side of the map, getting information, being annoying. Has he done enough? Oh, hold the phone. They have actually thrown down the coil here, but Bristleback still trying to fight up into these heroes. But actually, they break the coil at the last second, and now that Stampede's being used, but it's not enough to keep no one alive. He's going to go down all the same, and that is 30 seconds on the bench for him. And this will now open up this tier 1 top tower for HellRaisers.
Yeah, no one was able to help no one there because they used their TPs earlier to the top lane, then they had to move away to push out the other lanes, so it was still on cooldown. So he was left all by himself there. And speaking of Roger, he just got level 6, minute 13 here, and they're starting to go on solo already.
Yeah, so they're going to turn around with a Soulbind though. Zayat's threatening forwards here, does have that black hole, but kind of tricky to get it off right now. Resolution trying to come in and set him up for it, but just not going to happen in the end. Vedaspro unable to make it work. And back we go to the jungle. Zayat's still looking for that mech. It's a pretty slow timing, but I guess he's got the arcanes to start things off, so not that bad. Yeah, doesn't seem that bothered by the bounty this game.
Yeah, he's spent a lot of the last 7 minutes just AFK farming somewhere. He hasn't even tried to like pressure any lanes or anything like that. He just wants to get his XP up. I feel that HellRaisers are in a good position, but unless they win a significant team fight on BP's side of the map and be able to take out a tier 2 tower or maybe get a Roshan, I think BP are playing at a very fine pace. Because they do have that late game, right? With the Enigma, they got the Ricky, the Center, their team fight is just far superior when it comes to the late game. So let's just wait and see for these fights, especially between now till 18 minutes. And if HellRaisers can really do something with this Necro 3 Dominator that the Lycan is about to pick up any second now, I think that's going to give them the tempo that they need.
Yeah, being a little bit more patient than we expected, but patience nonetheless. Meanwhile, Kasani, he's going for the Desolator on the pucks, so still wants to go for that 15 phase shift attack talent and find himself that right-click build in the end. I like it.
I do too. I think he needs to be that carry in this game. The best way to deal with Enigma, actually, if you don't have a way to cancel that black hole properly, you can just have so much physical damage on some of your range heroes that he just dies while he casts black. Like, we've seen that many times before with, Dusa lineups, Troll lineups, or Sniper lines where they just kill the enemy, or Gyrocopters, like these kind of heroes. Puck can be that hero, right? With his phase shift attack, and then he's got that rapid fire late game, so it's gonna be a bit interesting to see this Puck build in this game. And see what he loves stuff like this, right? Like, I've watched Kasani for a long time. This guy, he's a crazy mid player. He does stuff like he did Doom Echo Saber Ags for a long time, which was very fun. He used to stomp people with that. We saw him the other day where he was playing the Elder Titan. It didn't work out so well for them, but he's always willing to just change up and do whatever they need. Okay, but there's a fight breaking out in the bottom lane. They go into the backlines here. Beautiful core coming out onto the Enigma and onto Solo, and they are immediately going to get taken down. Now the Enigma Sparta's coming out, controlling up Resolution. No chance of him getting off any spells here. Just a straight up assassination in the bottom lane for HellRaisers. They take down 3 in a matter of instants, and there's not much Vedaspro. No one's still sticking around here. I'm not sure what he's doing in his neighborhood. He does have a Crimson Guard, but what's that really going to do for him? Well, he's actually pretty damn tanky. Okay. They're killing him. He's protecting that.
And Kasani actually almost dies solo to a wild TW as well, so that's going on. So he's just causing a big old distraction here. Meanwhile, they are going to try and kill onto the Ricky. Cute little Shuriken blocked with a black hole coming down onto the Bounty Hunter. They'll take anything they can get right now, but Vedaspro will bring down that bounty. That's also the tracks gone for the time being as well, so that should put the brakes onto HellRaisers a little bit. gotta say, that was really nice from Virtus Pro. The recovery from that team fight, just dangling no one. He knows with his Crimson Guard how tanky he is. And I don't even think he popped it in that engagement. He was just like, yeah, I'm fine. Now, they're not done. Yeah, Pangolier is going to be the next target. He's going to get pulled down as well. A TP in from a Pushka. Questionable at best as they keep on chasing. He's under the tier 2. Does have that armor and health regen. Is it really going to help him out versus this Bristleback though? This Hedgehog, he is angry and he is looking to beat down the Pushka. Pushka, oh, that was nearly very nice. I mean, it might not result in anything though, unfortunately, because Bristleback, even though he is coiled up under a tier 2 tower, he is still just so damn tanky. I mean, he's thick. They cannot do anything about him.
This is a CIS Dota, I know. You know, you lose a fight, you just run back down the mid lane and just start hunting people because you know the enemy spells are on cooldown. You don't stop and be like, oh, we just lost a fight, you should farm up, wait for it. Nah, just run at them, right? And that's exactly what they're doing, and all of a sudden they just built an advantage over HellRaisers after getting completely annihilated in the bottom lane. Now, VP lineup is better team fighting as the game progresses, but at this stage, HellRaisers, as long as they're together as 5, I do think they can take on VP. But this Bristleback, he's another beast. This Crimson Guard against this Necrobooks, like, it's impossible to kill him at the moment.
Yeah, it really is a brick wall, isn't it? Virtus Pro have got their hats on, they have put down the mortar, they've put down the bricks, and now looking onto the Bounty Hunter in the middle lane. Can they bring down Roger in time? The English Fighter's going to buy him a little bit of time. Bounty Hunter, he should maybe get away, but Bristleback's still on top of him there. They can pull the kill, so Nyx popping the shapeshift, trying to find a target, going on to solo. Can they bring him down? In comes a Rolling Thunder from the low ground, but the ultimate from the Grimstroke's going to connect. Now they'll jump in with a coil onto 3. Nicely done from the top, cutting them off on the high ground here, but they're turning it around, but they will be able to get off ILTW. The Ricky is dead, and it looks like the Centaur's heading the same way as well. This team fight once again going in HellRaisers' favor. They're just ignoring the Bristleback here, not poking the little guy, and just focusing on the side heroes. But now they're all dead. Maybe they turn around and try and bring down the Bristle, but there's a lot of quills building up here. But surely they get this kill, but they got to keep that distance. I mean, you got to respect the Bristle here. He's just wandering around in circles, so there's not much he can do. No one will end up going down eventually. They will kill this tanky little Hedgehog and get started running down this middle lane and getting some pressure onto the tower. But I mean, it's not that great for Hell. I mean, well, it's pretty damn good for HellRaisers, but in terms of what they can get for it, Roche, this could be good.
Yeah, well, again, now because VP ran at them, now it's HellRaisers' turn to run at them, and I could only imagine that once VP's alive, they're gonna be running at HellRaisers next down the mid lane once, and there it is. The Centaur TP mid solo already grouped up. They got lock ready yet? Not yet. It's on the way, I believe. So as soon as they get that, they might be going in once again with that blink dagger. They're just waiting for the Bristleback to be alive as well. So again, like we said, VP, as long as all their heroes are dead, this Bristleback gets isolated, HellRaisers can kill them. As we saw in the last fight.
Now Solo does dive for a bit of warding here, which doesn't really work out for him. Not that great. No, not when you've got a bounty on the enemy team. Like normally it's like, oh well, you know, dying for some vision, I can accept it. But when there's a bounty, you can't really be giving away track kills like that. But still, they now know where they are, so Virtus Pro know how to play.
Not good because they wanted to group up and try to make a play onto HellRaisers.
You're right.
So this Bristleback, this Grimstroke being dead while just reviving, it's like kind of ruining their tempo. You see the smoke in the Grimstroke's item, like in his inventory. They really want to make a play right now. So because this game has slowed down after that Grimstroke just died, HellRaisers got all their spells back. They got the call ult, they got the Lycan ult, everything is ready. Now this next fight could be anyone's. So VP kind of feeling a bit lost at this point as to what their next move is on the map, since both teams have everything that they need to be able to take an engagement.
Yeah, they just got. I mean, luckily his death cooldown's very soon, quick, so he's back already. But I'm wondering, I don't know. I mean, the Pucks finished the Deso. They are still really scary, and they've got their cooldowns all finished up now from HellRaisers, as you say. Like the jump from Virtus Pro, it does seem like it would be a bit of a play.
Yeah, so they got the Enigma with the Guardian Greaves now, and the Bristleback finished his halberd, so a lot of their gold has
the Pushka.
Wow.
Yeah, ILTW, just using that defusal, killing very quickly.
So this is their opening for BP here, right? They got the Kato killed off, and it's going to be 4v5 like most of the engagements. So HellRaisers are already thinking about fleeing from the position that they're in to wait for this keeper to be alive so they can group up again. And that's why BP are on the hunt with this smoke. Unfortunately, all the heroes have started to hide on HellRaisers, and they will not be able to get any pickoffs. Oh, Roger though.
He's getting dumped in the river here. Can they actually interrupt this TP? They cannot, so he's going to make his way back to base. The Bounty Hunter will survive for the time being. Meanwhile, Kasani, he's just getting a bit of a split push going with his catapult up here in the top lane. He's having some fun.
This is really looking like go time though for BP, because they're not really waiting for any other big items at the moment. The only person who wants to be farming is the Riki, and the rest of BP feel like they want to fight. So you can see them position very aggressively in Radiant jungle on the high ground under their sentries, just in case the Bounty Hunter does walk up in there. Oh, Roger again getting caught out.
Yeah, on the back lines, he's either making space or just having troubles here, but they're going to put the shapeshift on Nyx. They might actually want to go for this one. The Pugs come in for this as well. It's going to be a full 5-on-5 with a bunch of tracks down as well. They know exactly where they are. Zayas is going to turn around with the black hole out onto like a cancelled out by the coil. And now with the creep army taking down Zayas, they will bring down the Enigma. Meanwhile, in they go, getting forward onto Bristle here, but they don't really care about him. They'll just turn around on Murder Resolution instead. Now they look towards Bristleback. They look towards the tanky hero, but with Like and Disarm, they're actually struggling to really get the damage out onto him. But a TP out from Nyx, maybe? No, actually cancelling in the end, but it doesn't really matter. They've taken down no one anyway eventually. The damage does come in, just kind of rotating in heroes, taking it in shifts to deal damage to Bristle so those quill stacks don't get too high. And Roger, oh my god, just destroyed solo. And now Reality W is also going to be the extra one dying here as he jumps in mistakenly. And that is going to be 5 heroes dead from the side of Virtus Pro. HellRaisers punishing their aggression and then some, and now they march into Roshan. This is why their previous fights have not looked that good, so unable to turn into objectives, but this time they're straight into Roshan. They're getting the big boy down, they're taking their Aegis, they're getting something which is going to commit to their long-term advantage. This is good for them.
Oh, this is so big. Look at this Lycan. He's godlike streak. He already had an AC by minute 22. And they just don't have the fighting capabilities at the moment for Virtus Pro. Like, the Riki wasn't there at the start of the fight to be able to jump the backline and stop some spells from being casted, maybe even a coil that cancel that black hole, where it feels like HellRaisers, they're just always prepared together. And the only person split pushing is this Puck, who can just be in the fight within seconds. Because he's got the orb, he's got the blink. It's super easy to connect with his team. And BP don't have that ability to be able to split push and connect with their team. They just got to be together, and it's just not happening at the moment.
No, they are getting somewhat outplayed in these fights right now. Everyone going the way of HellRaisers. Oh my god, funny jumping in for that one. But yeah, top lane push coming through as well, but it looks like it's going to be Pungalia. The full stop comes out from the Pushka actually, getting Funny down to the low ground, keeping him safe, but no one, he's still being pretty aggressive, just chasing at these HellRaisers heroes. There's nothing they can do about this. But they've taken the top tower in the meantime, so still pretty good for Hell. Just a bit of time waste on the side of Virtus Pro more than anything.
Exactly, they're just buying time for their cooldowns to be up again, split push them a little bit, split up Virtus Pro, and then once they realize that there's some hero by himself or 2 heroes, the Puck will just go in with the coil, and here it is, Funny. Wait,
rolling
is that the target?
Being used onto the Bristle here, yeah. Sonny's coming in as well, I mean, they're going for it. Tricon's down there on top of the Bristleback right now. He's just going for a little bit of a jog right now. They're going to pop the Stampede as well. The rest of the team getting over Virtus Pro. They're not actually connecting this one. Resolution gets over. They're just blocked away immediately. So no commitment from Virtus Pro. They're just going to let the Bristle pull.
Oh, Solo was top lane. He really didn't want to come to the team fight. And I guess the Riki doesn't feel too comfortable as well. That was very interesting. They just sort of abandoned their Bristleback there. So it was definitely the right play from HellRaisers.
Now, again, the Soulbite coming into middle lane. They might have just found themselves a Puck. They will bring down that Aegis and Phonic along with it. There is no response from HellRaiser this time around. They don't have their shapeshift. They don't really want to play, but a nice blink away from the Puck will keep him nice and safe. So Kasani lives. They lose the Aegis and they do get a kill for the Bristle. So a nice little punch back from Virtus Pro. It kind of feels like a boxing match where no one's really defending at this point, because every time someone goes for a play, they seem to be making it happen in this game. It's just constant punching, constant brawling, losses all over the place. But yeah, I mean, HellRaiser is definitely commanding this game right now with an 8k gold advantage at the 25-minute mark.
That was actually such a classic, like, oh, the enemy Bristol's dead, let's be super aggressive, and then they get a little bit out of position, and VP have the balls to just jump them, although they only had 4 heroes alive. So getting rid of the puck there, and also the Pangolier, it's huge, because now they don't have the Aegis anymore. Every team fight is essentially equal, and they just bought themselves another minute or a minute and a half to just farm up and get this Bristle, get this Ricky to his BKB, maybe the Enigma also closer to his BKB, and get to that big team fighting potential that VP can acquire.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're looking for. They want to take these fights. They want to get on top of them and take them down. And Enigma, I mean, yeah, he's still just going straight in for the BKB, so it still doesn't feel like the blink is going to be necessary in this game. And to be fair, you know, there's a lot of cancels. They've got the coil, they've got the shuriken, which is really annoying to play against because you can cast that from a huge range with track. Just cast it on the Enigma and then throw it at someone else, and the 1,100 bounce range comes up huge.
Yeah, I think the plan is like just black hole the Lycan or the Pangolier when he's rolling in, because you know those guys won't be able to cancel the black hole, right? So as long as he holds them down for like the 4 seconds, it's gonna be good enough. And you don't really need a dagger because you're not the one initiating for the black hole onto them. They're the ones who need to run into you with the Pangolier rolling or the Lycan ultimate.
So still HellRaisers gathering once again, smoking once again. They have the advantage, and they want Bo3 to feel this right now. What are they looking for with this?
Did you see a pickup? They can't really like go for the push straight up, because then it's just a 5v5. They want that advantage of you know, getting one kill first and then making the fights be outnumbered. So they're just trying to smoke, get this bounty hunter to scout someone out. The puck can easily follow up to him if need be. Right now he's a little bit far away, but at least you got your Pangolier who's got a blink dagger. So that Pangolier can definitely catch up to the bounty hunter and help catch anybody. But you know, look at VP how they're playing. They completely read or have read the situation where HellRaisers are on this map and just split pushing very effectively, buying themselves a lot of time to farm here.
Yeah, they're all over the place right now. It feels like HellRaisers have been wandering around the map, not getting a whole lot done for the past few minutes here. So Bo3 are definitely playing the map well. At what point do HellRaisers just drop it and just say, hey, you know what? We're coming in for this one. We're going to take some towers, and we don't really care about our side lane. So it's actually never going to happen. We're waiting for Roche for that. Guess
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, both of these teams are very patient at this moment, right? Roshan is everything. We've seen in high caliber games like these, Roshan is just what it comes down to, and none of these teams are willing to just take 5-on-5 engagements where it's just 50. It's pretty much a 50-50. It doesn't matter how much gold advantage you think you may have, unless you get a pick-off. So pick-offs and Roshan, that's the name of the game at the moment.
Yeah, so might be Zayat in some trouble right now. Roger getting on top of him. Funnick arriving to this one as well. Pushka also getting involved, and Zayat's probably losing his life pretty quickly here. There's no help coming his way. Not even a Stampede being used to help out the poor Enigmist. He's just going to get run down in the bottom lane.
Yeah, that's the opening for them to keep on hunting, looking for more right now. HellRaisers, this puck really wants to coil someone. Oh, they saw the Ricky top. They're all TPing for it.
Is under attack.
They are indeed, yeah. Not sure if they're actually going to be able to find it right now. Kasani, he is hunting, but they don't have anybody for the time being. And even considering committing the Rolling Thunder to solo and then thinking better off it in the end.
Yeah, they just want to protect these outposts right now and get all the bounty runes if possible. But the bottom bounties are going to be a little bit exposed, so HellRaisers are only going to be able to get the 2 outposts and the 2 bounties. Resolution. Ooh, no coil. But not close enough to be able to reach and take a fight there on the Centaur.
Yeah, it could have baited themselves in something really bad with Pushka, the only one in touching distance, really. I mean, maybe Nyx could get over with a shapeshift, but it's not really that worth it. What do you think about this Lycan, though? He's gone for your kid, going that into a Bloodthorn. It seems really nice in this hero, to be honest.
Might be dying top right now.
Oh, it might be. Yeah, he definitely is, actually. He's completely beaten down inside the tree. Another track kill going the way, this time going to Funnick.
Yeah, so the Lycan with the Orchid, I like it, because it's going to be annoying for the Ricky and the Enigma, right, before their BKBs. And if their BKBs are down, it's going to have another disable for them, too. I think it's especially for the Riki so that he can just send his Centaur, the dominated Centaur in, silence the Riki, he can't jump out, stun him, and he would just fall from that. So I like it. I really do. Another option would have been to go for Abyssal Blade, but maybe he just wants the attack speed and the Bloodthorn to be able to, help his entire team as well do more damage.
Yeah, I mean, the Bloodthorn's going to make him hit like an absolute truck as well with the crits coming out from his units, but it's actually mid lane where the action's going to start. Now they're going on to the Bristleback here. Bloodthorn is out onto him, but they're not actually going to be that hard. The Ignis Spider's coming on down, but the Pro is still fine with this one as they're starting to chase down the Coddle, and they might just get him, although they're actually struggling to finish the job here. No one's diving in deep force in Pushka right now, and he might well just find him. Meanwhile, and they're going to go onto the Bristleback. They should get the return kill on Tyler as well, although no one's still alive for the time being. The Zayat's threatening that black hole. They can't actually come, and they've actually got the puck inside of it. No BKB available for the puck. He's caught inside that stun lock, and he's going to get dropped down. Now they look over towards the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter forced a low grab, but popped off by the Inkswell. Virtus Pro, they play it well. It looked like they were diving way too deep with that Bristleback, but they managed to keep him alive just by the skin of his teeth, and then turn the fight in their favor. Beautifully done by the boys of Virtus Pro, and now they look to turn it into a tower.
Yeah, he's got that AC. He's feeling really strong right now. He's got plenty of armor, physical damage reduction, evasion. So the Lycan is not doing so much against him anymore. And I guess also the evasion, like the Bloodthorn, is going to be quite nice against that too, right?
Yeah, it is.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's
I realized Bloodthorn pick up on the Lycan actually. It's very creative. Didn't really work out for them that well in this fight, but unfortunately he did use it on the Bristle, and no one attacked him. Like the Bristle managed to get himself far enough away that he only took a couple of hits. Did still drop pretty low, but in the end they just wasted way too much on this Bristle. He kept himself alive throughout the entire fight, and when that happens, when you use all your big spells onto a hero which doesn't die, then fights never go your way. It's fundamental rule of Dota 2. Yeah.
If we get it, this is what HellRaisers have been waiting for.
The TP point behind it on HellRaisers is the thing. They've got the outpost. They could maybe try for something, but they're just not really nearly quick enough to deal with it. And now Roshan goes down. Aegis and Cheese being picked up, and now they're even looking for the outro kill onto Roger here. But Finake going to go bowling and gets himself a split as he only managed to find 2 heroes. But Roger probably losing his life in this situation. But they're trying to make some kind of play here. I'm not too sure about this. Meanwhile, Grimstroke ulti comes down. Bounty Hunter still able to walk himself out though. VP actually don't get anything from this. Now they look forward onto the Riki. Riki does have that cheese. Might be forced to use it pretty early here. Yep, we'll pop it down. Well, no one taken to the front lines with his Aegis. Now really doesn't care. I mean, he wasn't really a huge threat of dying previously to this, and now he feels completely invincible, and that's probably because he is. He's going to keep on running at the heroes, the HellRaisers. HellRaisers, they're managing to get themselves out pretty well. Maposhka won't be so lucky as he tries to go for the TP. Doesn't pay off, but Nyx going to make his way back to the high ground. They can't quite get Nyx. Can't put him back into the mix. He's going to get himself out. I say that. No one's still chasing. He's still not done. Nyx is just like, wait, is this guy still for real? Like, he is on top of me. A beautiful 4-star comes out, and now the Rolling Thunder coming out from Buddy as well. Is it enough to keep the Lycan alive? Though it's not. They get the kill. Zayat finds it, and diving so deep in for this one. I mean, surely they can punish, but there's no buyback on the Lycan. Can they really do this? Out comes a coil from the puck, but they continue to jump forwards here. A 4-star away from Pangalia. Does keep him out of danger. Meanwhile, the puck jumping in, trying to find Solo. Doesn't quite have the damage there. Crimson Guard helping out a lot. Meanwhile, no one. He's going to go sit in the fountain for a little bit. I'm not too sure on this one, but I mean, he's just a little quill machine in here. But I don't know, Noah. You don't have it. They're all gone. Buddy.
They sort of just park themselves in the enemy base, and all the creep waves are like in the middle of the map somewhere, so they can't even get any objectives from this. Russell's like, I'll help you, buddy. I got a Lotus Orb. Just follow me.
What does he do? In fairness, he didn't die, but as you say, they didn't really get anything done with this. Yeah, lots of Aegis.
I think this is them asserting their dominance in this game. Like, letting them know, hey guys, what you gonna do? You know?
You're never safe.
Yeah, things are starting to really fall apart for HellRaisers here. I feel like the Lycan is starting to fall off, and the heroes on Virtus Pro are hitting their strides. They got the Black King Bars ready. Enigma's got the Blink soon. His Bristleback is essentially unkillable. Got a Basher about to complete Abyssal in another 1,000 gold. So it's looking a bit grim here for HellRaisers. Although the gold lead is only like 1,000. This is where you gotta account for the big team fight spells that DP have and the unkillable cores as well. There's no like percentage-based damage coming out from HellRaisers that can bring down this Bristle and the Centaur efficiently.
Yeah, exactly. It's too hard. They will have the Aghanims on the puck soon, which is going to help a lot against this black hole, because he's got the BKB, he's got the Blink Dagger coming out to him in just a second as well. So Zayats is going to be a bit of a monster, but you've now found yourself a cancel in the Aghanims on puck, so that's already dealt with. That said, if the puck's in the black hole, then obviously you're going to have issues anyways.
Yep. I mean, it's kind of awkward for VP now that they lost the Aegis, but I don't think no one really cared. He's like, IDC, bro. IDC. He's just still playing extremely upfront and aggressively. Roger, are they gonna hunt him down here? Shut on the courier. That's his Abyssal Blade. That was huge.
Yeah, that's a huge delay actually on the side of Virtus Pro, and they're going to be without that for even 3.5 minutes from now. So he's angry about that one, but probably not going to stop him just running into the faces of HellRaisers anyway, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, the Abyssal would have helped him like lock down the Lycan who's like running around, or the puck. So unfortunate they won't have that. That's like what, more than 3,000 gold, right? That he's missing essentially. Big item.
Yeah, huge deficit. And making that gold lead for Virtus Pro, basically nothing right now. Very even in gold, but as you say, it's still very much in control of Virtus Pro right now as we reach into this late game situation. But we are going to see some timings coming out from HellRaisers soon. We're going to see this puck with the 25 talent at some stage, still a way off at only 22 right now. But when he gets it, that Dreamcore Rapid Fire going to hurt Deso. And now some tier 4 items starting to drop as well. I'll grab a Timeless Relic on the side of Virtus Pro. I'm wondering if you give that to the Bristle. Oh, he's got a Paladin Sword though. I don't know. He probably.
Nah, he's good with the Paladin Sword. I think. I think the Centaur having this relic is gonna be nice. The slow's gonna last longer. The stun's gonna last longer. That's it's a very nice item for Centaur. He actually does significant amount of damage.
That is really good. The leveler on the Lycan with the Bloodthorn already completed. Like this guy's gonna blend towers. Let's watch him. He's heading up to the high ground right now, popping the shapeshift just to get in and do a bit of damage. Jesus Christ, that tower is getting beaten down. Solo might be the next target, but actually it's a bit of a bait here. Resolution jumps in from behind him here. This could be him caught out. Meanwhile, the Zayat's gonna dive back in the base, and Nick's trying to get himself away here, but will not be able to do so as ILTW wraps around on top of him. So it's gonna be an enigma for a Lycan. Maybe not the best trade in the world here.
I mean, he got super debated by the leveler. He's like, yo, I'm gonna take this tower. And then he just died. Dude, you just see how long that Lycan was stunned for? The Ink Swell into the Hoof Stomp with the Timeless Relic? My goodness.
Yeah, he didn't get to move very much, unfortunately.
Yeah. The Riki coming in for that clean hit. The Riki also going for an Abyssal Blade now. Diffusal, BKB, Abyssal. It's not a super farmed Riki, but I mean, it's doing the job, right? That's what matters. Like, look at no one. He's the real carry in this game. His net worth is absolutely insane compared to the Riki.
Yeah, he's absolutely huge. AC, Crimson Guard, Heaven's Halberd, Abyssal on his deceased courier right now.
That courier has been dead for like 4 minutes. Such a really bad map.
Yeah.
So high level
timing.
Yeah. Oh, another courier. That's solos. That's his wards. Ooh. These are.
Another thing to mention, by the way, is that no one has a 25 talent as well, which gives him plus 24 war perf damage per stack. Yep. It's pretty important when you're this late into the game. You got an AC, right-clicking Bristler helps him push really nicely, and just turns him into just a bit more of a carry. Yeah. Well, Bounty looking for a bounty, will find it, but unfortunately now getting dusted up by Resolution, and looking to pay for this bounty with his life. Although forced up into the high ground, trying to get the TP up, but there's too much damage onto him for him to get himself out. So Roger is going to lose his life regardless.
Yeah, and Roger was trying to finish the BKB. He almost had it too, but he decided not to buy it because he needs the buyback money in case something actually happens. Oh, top, bottom. Oh, he
won the coil, interestingly, onto the I mean, they might actually find a return kill here. They're looking for Funnick, and Funnick with the Maledicts struggling to get up the Rolling Thunder. They're just going to black hole him. Fair enough, but Ricky getting stunned up. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to make a difference. Although Funnick's still on the run here, going for the TP away. Ricky trying to chase him, but won't be able to do so. They get himself out. That's a black hole wasted for absolutely nothing.
Well, I'm gonna blame ILTW on that one. He decided not to click his BKB to kill that Pangolier, so...
Park on the run, having some issues here as he's got Yahobi on top of him. Grimstroke's wife locking him down with the silence, but no one's really that interested in trying to chase Kasani anymore. This guy, he's a little bit too elusive for them to really bring down here, so Kasani's going to be absolutely fine, absolutely peachy.
Dire are scaling.
Yeah, feels bad for Enigma. This Black Hole's gonna be on cooldown for a little while now. I think if they do commit the BKB on the Ricky and just kill off the Pangolier, like it'll feel so much better that they can just probably even walk down the mid lane and force a buyback out with the Bristleback just hitting that tier 3 tower. But instead, they're just gonna have to chill, wait for the next Black Hole again, and hopefully try to get a pick off. Like this Puck and Lycan are being extremely annoying in this game, just split pushing, and you can't just let this Lycan go to your towers, right? He will kill him extremely quickly. So,
meanwhile, Kasani having got the BKB in the bottom lane to get away from the Centaur and the Ricky, and also popping the coil as well. So, really committing hard to get himself away from this fight. But I guess he does have the quickening charm, so those cooldowns not really that worth it. But still, 9-second BKB gone. Doesn't feel great, but he lives. That's the important thing. Yeah, I mean, this game's just slowed down immensely. No one's really doing anything. We're just waiting for Roche again.
It's the Aegis. Exactly. And this is where BP are like, damn it, no one. Why did you have to just AFK in front of their fountain for such a long time? We really want to have that Aegis and maybe put some pressure onto the tier 3 towers already by now. Oh, here comes another
coming out. They're trying to find HellRaisers right now. Roger and Funnick are going to be the targets, but a nice rolling thunder from Funnick. Going to smash through 3. The Moonlord comes rolling on through. Roger, though, might not quite be so lucky. Popping this BKB as he tries to escape this one and going invisible as well, but they have another dust to throw out onto him. The Magic Land's going to help him out a little bit, get that purge off, but he's still in trouble as they continue to chase him down here. There's a gem on the Ricky. Very little chance of Roger being able to escape this one. They will keep on chasing a 4-staff away, but he is gone. Meanwhile, towards the middle lane, fine, just playing around with no one still, but he's absolutely fine as well. So yeah, I mean, that's just a straight up death on the bounty. It's a little something, but still the counter pushing coming in from the side of HellRaisers, meaning not that much change on the map. Game just continues.
Yeah, just top lane though, solo.
A bit of a battle of the 5s right now. And Pushka, he's bailing. You see it, so I don't want to be involved in that one.
Yeah, nice 4-staff out, not getting stunned up by the ink swell there. That was a sure death if he got disabled. And yeah, no one just casually checking the rush, and just that's pretty much everything that they're waiting for in this game. At this point, Zayak going for an A on this, doesn't want to get killed off by the Lycan, still wants to die to the Puck while he's casting Black Hole, so it's gonna be nice for him. What did no one get? Oh, Heart of Taras. That's his final item. He had like 6k gold earlier, so that's a one tanky Bristleback.
All right, currently sitting on 5,100 HP, with of course 607 HP regen with that heart affecting him. Pretty good stuff. He's got a physical resist of 70%, and he's got, that is 33 armor as well. So no one, he's not going to die very easily, to say the least. And now the Roche gets started, and they've actually jumped out of the Roche down kill illusion. This is going to give everything up for them, but in comes Nyx in the bottom lane. Now, he's actually got that talent which summons 2 extra wolves, so going to really be pushing hard on this bottom tower. Meanwhile, Puck trying to do the same thing at mid, but Zayat is waiting with a 2 off as well. But they're just not going to take the Roche, which I think is very interesting here, and they've even given away a refresher shard with this one as well. I'm not too sure about this from HellRaisers. Could they have taken that fight?
No, there's no chance. This Bristol Centaur, and also you're fighting into Blink, BKB, and Enigma, like, you have to play for the split push, you have to play for the pickoffs. If BP are balled up somewhere together as 5, there's no chance you're going to win that fight. So it's much better for them to split it, try to catch someone on BP off guard, maybe make the fights 4 versus 5, and then try to run that BP and then pick them off one by one. This Bristleback is essentially unkillable, and at the same time he's got an Abyssal Blade, so you're not running away from him either. He's gonna build up like 400, 300, Warpath stacks or whatever, and then just Abyssal you and just kill you so quickly.
Radiant's
And Puck's the man with a plan. I think his build this game basically screams, I want to murder supports. Although he has got a Silver Edge, I honestly don't think this is like that important. Maybe at the end of the fight you can use it to isolate and kill the Bristle, but even if you Silver Edge this Bristle, right, like he's still just ludicrously tanky. You're not going to be able to bring him down quickly enough, so I don't know, maybe with the Bristle and the Bloodthorn and then everybody just wailing on him, but how likely is that to happen? Very unlikely. And they're going straight away on to Nyx here. They drop the black hole, and this he's gonna go down. Nyx is dead. They'll find the kill. 3 heroes coming in for that one, and Pro will get the trade. Meanwhile, though, on the other side of the map, no one's up on the high ground. He's looking towards Funnick here and just smacking away at this tower. He's got 2 catapults with him as well. Funnick trying to control up no one here, but he's not really doing a whole lot. But here comes the buyback. They're buying back on Nyx. Okay, they're going to try and go for this one now. The Scythe comes out along with the Silver Edge. Is it enough to bring on the Bristle, though? He's still tanking through all of it right now. Can't actually do the damage. No one's going to be able to straw himself out. They're not done, though. They might be forcing this a bit too hard, though, as they throw down the Ignis Fire. They're going to go on the backline to set. Solo's going to die. But Puck, he's losing his life. The full stuff away, though. He might just make himself out. Meanwhile, LTW jumping on onto Funnick right now, but Funnick doesn't have that many ways to escape, but he's still got a full stuff, holding off. Meanwhile, Roger jumping on the sidelines here, but Zayas comes forward, lands the black hole onto the bounty, other controls him up. The rest of the team take down Funnick. Funnick has the buyback to try and come back into this one. Meanwhile, Solution, though, he's on the high ground. He's dealing with a Pushka, and Pushka will pop. Like him, he's off doing other things. Pops a shapeshift in the middle lane, running down to that tier 2 tower, but down in the mid, that's where the problems are starting for HellRaisers as they go onto this high ground through the backdoor protection, though. It is taking some time to get this tier 3 tower killed off, and now the fortification comes out. Pro are struggling. Meanwhile, Nyx is actually going to be able to take the tier 2 tower in the middle lane with this huge army of creeps just pushing through, and this is going to force Pro back. But it did cost them a lot. It cost them a bunch of buybacks for this fight. Funnick and Pushka both buying back into this one. I think did Nyx actually buy back into this one, or did he just respawn?
Yeah, he hit at the start when they tried to go for the bristleback.
Right, that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
They also find the dieback on Funnick, though. Uh-oh. This is costly.
Nope. So that was a 5,000 health bristleback who was isolated bottom, like only with Solo, I guess, like to back him up, and they couldn't kill it. Right? They had 5 heroes on it. They threw everything, and they still couldn't kill him. So I can't imagine HellRaisers being able to take any fights against this Bristle whatsoever. If in that situation they were not able to bring him down.
Pushka shows himself in the bottom lane, tried to push it out, but immediately realized he took a step too far and just runs himself away, and he is gone. This Spell Prism on the Enigma, by the way, doing so much work to reduce the cooldown of Black Hole. Black Hole now 112-second cooldown. Love that.
Oh, and he's got that 12% cooldown reduction as well, so he's just spamming out black holes on one hero because he doesn't care. It's gonna be up again, and all you gotta do is kill one hero off and just run at them with your numbers advantage.
I'm talking about people that don't care. Pro, they just don't care about the backdoor protection. They're just getting straight through. Meanwhile, Roger trying to go on the backlines here, trying to be onto Zayas here, but unfortunately with these 2 heroes joining him, it's too hard for him to actually go to this fight. Meanwhile, on the front lines, Nyx running around with his BKB. They're trying to bring down this Bristleback, but he's just too tanky. They can't do this. They keep on trying. With the Bristle, he's just too much, and it looks like the Lycan might be getting popped down again. Down he goes. Nyx is dead. The Ignis Father's doing absolutely nothing to keep that Lycan alive, and now it's the Lycan's turn to be dead without buyback. This is looking like it is starting to go wrong for HellRaisers. Well, it started a long time ago, but now it's finishing this game. That's exactly what Pro are doing right now. They jump on top of the Pushka, and Pushka tries to force stuff away. That's not going to happen, though. No one. He's happy just to sit in the fountain. Look at this. He does not care about the fountain right now. However, Puck has actually bought a Divine Rapier. Is this going to win Resolution? He's trying to have a go in the fountain, but that's not going to work out as well for him as it did for his teammate. He's just going to straight up die, and now they have a chance. They've got a Divine Rapier on the Puck. What can Kasani do with this item? That is a big question. He's got the 25 rapid fire talent. He's got a Rapier. The stars might be aligning for HellRaisers here, but I mean, it's such a big arc. It's a 5-on-3 fight. They're going to try and jump forward here, and Reza just gets taken out outside the bait, make it a 5-on-2. It's starting to go from unlikely to impossible, but Kasani going in deep onto the backline here, finds one, can't do enough damage to Enigma, and now he has this Iron Disc as he unlocks it in his base, and he's going to be able to survive through the Puck's engagement as well. Kasani has to jump himself away. Meanwhile, Resolution, he's just getting to business. He's taking down the tier 4. Zayas will eventually go down to the Pucks. He pops out of the base to finish the job. Enigma, though, does have a buyback, and the tier 4s are gone as well. There's one man versus the world, and unfortunately that's a fight he's not going to win. Kastani will end the game with a rapier in his pocket. The Virtus Pro the victor in game number 1. 50 minutes in, that's all it took Theben, but I mean, it just started to slowly unravel for HellRaisers. This